Here we go, live episode 42, the Lucas Grandsire podcast. Very excited about our primitive guest today, the Caveman, of course, talking to David Rickels. What's going on, sir? How are you?
I'm good, man. How you doing?
I'm good. Thank you for asking. Listen, right off the bat, though, what's the career update, man? Like, when we refer to you as a fighter, are you a bare knuckle boxer strictly at this point? Are you still an MMA fighter? Like, what's the update on David Rickels?
Um, man, you know, the the truth is, I'm just a fighter who likes to fight, man. So wherever opportunity presents itself, that's where I'm gonna go. Um, I've been fighting for a long time. I still think I might hold the most fights in Bellator still, and I haven't even fought over there in 2 years or something like that. So, um, I've definitely had a lot of fights. Been in the game for a long time. Uh, I don't know, man. Like I said, I just kind of do whatever I kind of feel like doing.
So, what's the latest with Bellator? Are you still technically with Bellator, or is that kind of over with?
No, that kind of fell through. I mean, we just had some disagreements on what should happen with Dave Rickels over there, and then we kind of parted ways.
Are you able to give us a little bit of insight on that? Like, I know for you, like you've always sort of embraced that showmanship, coming out with the caveman gear and stuff like that. What was it that sort of you realized, like, okay, my time with Bellator might be over with?
Like, when did I realize?
Yeah.
Man, I don't know, man. I hate to say it. Like, it's one of those things where you like. I mean, I've been with the organization since damn near day one. Like I said, I hold second most wins and most fights over there. I hate to say it, but it's one of those things where you think you're kind of tenured in, like nothing's gonna happen to you, and then all of a sudden they're like, "Hey, what's going on, Dave Rickles? We wanna lower your pay or and this and that." I don't know. We just had some disagreements on money and this and that, and where what should be next for me. The only guys I lost to were the literal champions over there now. So Patricky, Yaroslav, Chandler formerly. Um, it was I didn't want to leave. I actually really hoped I could retire through Bellator, but at the end of the day, man, like shit, you gotta roll with the punches. You gotta figure out what's best for you. And apparently Bellator didn't think I've had a good fit in there anymore.
It's kind of unfortunate because I think you were one of the guys, like when we talked about Bellator, we thought about David Rickels coming out with all the caveman stuff, the saber tooth thing. So it's kind of disappointing when you hear that because it feels like you had, like you said, you were a legend in Bellator. So to hear that, it's disappointing. That's kind of how it had to end for you.
Yeah, I mean, like certainly I was disappointed, but it opened up a door for bare knuckle because that was something I had to do, man. Like I've been saying for a long time, like I have to do this at least once, and I'm 2-0 in the bare knuckle now. Maybe I'll go to 3-0. Maybe I'll try out some Triller boxing. I don't even know, man. Like I said, whatever opportunity presents itself, man, that's kind of what I'm gonna do. I just enjoy fighting, and like I'm not gonna do something I don't want to do, because I've set myself up financially outside of fighting. So yeah, I'm just enjoying the game at this point, man.
So what was it about bare knuckle? Like I know a lot of people, as sort of as they get older in their career, a lot of guys they say they don't really like grappling anymore. They don't enjoy sort of drilling that. They're like it's very hard on your body. I mean, what was it for you? Is
All
that
of that,
yeah.
everything you just said. So I don't like grappling, man.
Yeah.
I never really have liked it. I had a bunch of submission wins when I was coming up through the ranks in Bellator and stuff like that. They even did like a special on my triangle setup and stuff like that. But um, man, I don't really enjoy it. Like I'm not passionate about it. I'm never like, man, I can't wait to go to jujitsu practice. Yay! That's like, I don't know. I never feel that way. But I am really passionate about striking, and I'll find myself just scrolling through videos of technique on Muay Thai, and that just has always caught my eye a little bit more. Boxing, same thing, man. I find myself just watching because it's just so. Boxing is just such a. I mean, it's oversaid, but there's a sweet science to it. You get a guy like Vasyl Lomachenko or Floyd Mayweather, where they just they can't get hit, and it's beautiful to watch.
Who's your favorite boxer to watch right now? We've had some great ones we've seen recently. I mean, Canelo was fighting, Tank was fighting, I believe Sunday. Who's sort of someone you look at? Who's your favorite?
Right now, like all I really watch is Canelo and Vasily Lomachenko. Um, I'm not I'm not like a connoisseur of boxing. I don't know like all the mid level guys and stuff like that, and who should be next to come up through the game or whatever. But like I said, I catch myself watching a lot of their like technique breakdown videos and stuff like that because I'm a gym owner now too, and I look on ways I can apply good boxing to Muay Thai.
So is it tough for you as a gym owner to have to incorporate the grappling into your gyms? I assume for you, like if it was up to you, it'd be only striking. Like, was that tough for you? It's like, man, I got to make these guys do the ground game too.
No, it wasn't tough for me because guess what I did? I just hired a grappling
Yeah.
coach. So, but check this out. All the guys have been kind of making fun of me because, like, I've been grappling and wrestling for 15 years, So I know how to do a lot of this stuff, but I don't know like the verbiage.
Oh
Like, I'm
yeah.
like, it'll be like let's say it's a scissor sweep. I'm like, you just do the thing with the legs. You just do this with your legs and they go over, you know? So, and the reason I'm doing that right now is because my grappling coach got COVID, which
Oh,
sucks. So they're all making fun of me because Dave has to teach caveman jujitsu right now, which is all the basics. But I am a big believer in like, fundamental jujitsu is, your basics, getting a guard. Like someone, that was one thing I was really good at. If you rewatch all my fights and stuff like that, it's very, very, very hard to pass my guard. Um, I'd love to rewatch. I can't think of any time anyone ever did pass my guard. So that's really interesting. But I just thought of that. But fundamentals. I don't like it, but I will teach it.
is that going to limit how good you can get though? Because a lot of people they say like you have to be passionate about it to get really good at something. I assume that's got to limit how good you can get at grappling if you don't necessarily enjoy doing it.
I was passionate about MMA.
Oh,
Okay,
yeah.
so I was extremely passionate about my MMA career, and it's great when you have a coach that he's like, this is what my coach used to do. He'd be like, all right, you're gonna start on your back, and if you don't get up, you owe me 25 burpees. And you start to get up.
Yeah.
You don't want to you're tired of laying on your back. So there's like it was an incentive program, or another good one was, hey, you're gonna do a 5-minute round with these college wrestlers. Every takedown they get, 25 burpees.
Oh,
You know what I mean? And sometimes I'd have 125 burpees in one
oh.
round. So, you get your ass kicked and you learn like a lot of wrestling, a lot of jujitsu is like just saying no, I'm not gonna let them do that. You know what I mean? It's tenacity, like it's grit, like just never giving up. Flow rollers, you just keep going until you find a way out. That's why I hate the gi.
I mean, we could have
Because you
assumed
can't
assumed
scramble your
that too.
gi.
Yeah.
I'm like, man, what? This sucks, dude. I'm just trying to scramble around and not get caught in something.
Does the belt though? Does that, as a competitive person, does that not add an extra incentive? Like some people, their big thing is they want to have a certain color belt, stripes, and all that stuff. Was that not an extra little something for you?
Well, I mean, now that you bring it up, I am technically a blue belt. I did train in the gi just long enough to get promoted to blue belt. But now that I own a gym, my gym's only been open for 4 months. My grappling coach is a Gracie lineage from. He grew up here in Wichita, but he trained in California for his entire jiu-jitsu career or whatever you want to call it. Anyway, he moved back to open the gym with me, and we have this goal. We got this dream, man. We got this dream to get Dave Rickels promoted all the way up. Maybe, I don't know, at least purple belt. Okay, but he says, he's a good coach, man. He says I got to train in the gi. I got to go compete if I want to be a purple belt, if I want to go to brown belt, and I would like to get there eventually, but yeah, we'll see.
So does the owning a gym, I mean, you mentioned having things outside of fighting. I assume for you that gives you like a certain, you don't have to fight because you do have a business going on outside of competing in the cage or in the ring or wherever.
One more time, the whole thing.
No, I was just saying, like for you, since you're a business owner, you have that to fall back on. I assume you don't have to fight. Like you can be a little bit
Yeah,
more selective, like gives you more freedom.
no, exactly. And that's I feel like I've earned that being, as long as my damn career's been, man. And uh I yeah, and a lot of fighters, man. The thing I hate the most is watching fighters have a similar career to me where I know they made decent money and then they're fucking broke. You know what I mean? Like, what? Who were your friends? Like, no one was telling you to like invest your money and start a business or do this or do that. That shit's crazy to me. Uh, but I mean, it is what it is. You know what I mean? Like, not everyone's gonna be perfect. Some people are gonna go crazy. I bet Diego Sanchez is fucking party crazier than I ever have, and I'm kind of jealous of that. You know what I mean?
So
Heard
what's
some
the
rumors.
well, hold on. You can't just drop this juicy thing on us and we move past it. Give us a little something. You drop something juicy on us. What have you heard? What's something you can tell us?
Man, I don't. See. I don't even know if it's true though. But see, that's why I can't drop it.
Ah,
I just heard Diego Sanchez was an animal. He went crazy and spent most of his money partying it up for a while after his fights, and yeah.
what did you think about him and Joshua Fabia? Right, like that was the biggest story at one point. Was that his coach is some kind of weird
Him and
yoga
Fabia.
instructor? Yeah. What did you think of that whole thing?
I thought they were. I don't know, man. I don't know, dude. I don't want to speak on it. It was strange. I'll just say that it was super strange. I never dropped a video, but I actually did a spoof. I actually created a spoof of that, like where he's hanging off the damn thing and Fabian's punching him and kicking him in the head and shit.
I think
I made
the
a spoof
worst was
video. I
he
might
was
drop
he
it.
was he was chasing people with knives too. I think they were saying at some point, like, could we see that in the spoof too? You're chasing people with knives to get them motivated.
Like real knives?
That's what everybody was saying. Everybody was training. At one point, he was chasing people with knives just to
I
get
would be
that little
super
extra.
motivated, dude. I would be hella motivated. I might try that at my gym.
Yeah, yeah, that's right. You still just come in and since you have the caveman stuff, right? Can't you come in with like a big club with the horn sticking out of it and just
You
start?
know, I got it.
Yeah,
I got a
exactly.
spear at the house. I got a big club. I can probably make something else. I'm a caveman.
So how did the caveman stuff start? Like what was the origins of, you come out and you're wearing the different pelts and everything. How did the caveman come to be?
Um, Believe it or not, there was a time in my career, in my life, where I had hair. Okay, it actually grew. It was pretty
Fair.
long. Okay, basically going into the gym, I had this long, curly, wavy, cavemanish hair. I had the big beard like I do now, and man, just my grit, like just standing in one spot and throwing down. You know what I mean? Like just staying right there in the phone booth, uh, and my hair's going crazy and flying, and you know what I mean? Like I just kind of fought like a caveman, and just one guy at the gym said it. You're a goddamn caveman, and then everybody started saying it. And for the record, it should be known that should be the only way you should ever get a goddamn nickname.
Yes.
You should never name yourself. That's a
What
curse. That's blasphemy.
I've heard some guys where it's like, how'd you get your nickname? It's like I thought it sounded cool, and so I added it on there. I was like, no, 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 that's
Like
not
what?
allowed.
No.
No.
What? You're breaking all
Yeah.
the rules.
Yeah, it's like, what are you doing? No, ask your friend to call you that, and then try to spin it into a story. That's the least you can do, but you're not allowed to. It doesn't sound cool.
Yep. Nah, yeah, that's yeah.
But so for you, how do you embrace it that much? Like, at what point did you decide like you're gonna fully come out in the leopard print and the saber tooth tiger stuff? Like, how did you figure out to sort of embrace the gimmick that much?
Um, I didn't fully. I don't know exactly when I fully leaned into it, but I moved away and started training with a guy named Joe Wilk. He was the guy who made me wrestle hard, and I had to do burpees, and he made me do all the shit that I don't want to do. He made me learn jujitsu. He made me wrestle. I love striking, so I already was doing all of that. But he spent most of his career doing kind of elaborate, kind of get the attention, get the eyes on me type of walkouts. And I had been watching him for years and years and years because he's kind of a Wichita, Kansas area legend. And he just started kind of getting in my ear, like, "Hey, Caveman, wear something out or make a club." Like, he just started getting in my ear, trying to tell me to like do this or do that. And I was, I can't remember what I did first. Um, I might have just done the loincloth in the club first, but I noticed a difference, man. I really noticed like the response of the crowd and stuff like that. A lot of times I was going into arenas where nobody's ever heard of me. Give them something to see. You know what I mean? Who are you? I'm motherfucking Caveman. All right, So give them something to see. Give them a hero to cheer for, or a villain to fight against. We see that all the time in MMA. We see the villain a lot. You know what I mean? But I felt like I just did it in a unique way, so it was kind of cool.
Did you say at one point, I'm trying to remember, I think you said at one point you were like doing too much on the walkouts. If I remember correctly, you're saying that there was so much stuff that you're almost thinking about the walkout too much. What
I
was kind of the
mean,
story?
it certainly has happened. You know what I mean? Like where the Yaroslav fight was a big one. Like I was doing a Genki Sudo KFC bucket head walkout, and man, I spent so much time just trying to figure out how to make that happen and do it this. And was I ready for the fight? Absolutely. But sometimes like I'm standing there pre-fight and I'm like, where's all the stuff I need? Where's all the stuff I need? Instead of thinking about I need to go whoop this dude's ass. You know what I mean? Like so like it certainly has. Would I go back and change anything? Absolutely not. Never. No. But yeah, I mean it got in the way a little bit for sure.
So what happened to the stuff once you actually got into the cage? Like, was there a person whose job was to take your stuff back to the locker room? Like, because I always wondered, like, you don't just toss it in the cage. Like, what happens to everything?
I don't know, but I actually had my club stolen once
Oh, so what
at the
happened there?
show. Yeah. Here's the funniest part, man. Like 2 weeks later, I get like a Twitter message like, "Hey, I don't know who stole this originally, but I found your club and I'm willing to mail it to you." And so at least they did that. They mailed it back to me. So that was kind of dope. Like, but yeah, somebody stole the club and it was funny.
Did you think about signing it and then sending it back to him? Maybe like since he was nice enough to send it to you, or was it
I
fucking it's
did
my
not think
club?
about that, but I definitely should have, man. I definitely should have.
But how big was it? Like, was it like a real wood club? Was it made out of
Oh yeah,
cardboard? Like,
yeah,
yeah.
man. There, I mean, I have two of them that I had made, and they were there was a guy I knew around town, and I mean he just chainsawed them out of trunks. So he just changed. I mean, it was a full badass club. You know what I mean? And shoot, I think one of them was probably somewhere around like 25 pounds. The other one's probably a little over 35. So it was heavy, dude. If I drop this thing on your head, splat.
Yeah.
That shit's I just went full Gallagher and crushed your head. You know what I mean? So it's a real deal.
So I mean, I know Deontay Wilder. One of his excuses was he walked to the cage, costume was too heavy and
I
stuff. Did you ever? I mean, had you thought about saying something like that? Like, do you
I
guys
should
realize
have.
how heavy the club
God
was?
damn it! I should have. Man, I should have been like, oh man. The only reason I lost because I was carrying that heavy ass club to
Yeah.
the cage. Oh man, that's funny. But no, I'm not a person who has excuses, man.
So you fought a lot of legends in Bellator, guys like Michael Chandler, MVP, stuff like that. Tell me a little bit about fighting MVP because he's one of those guys like either the fans love him, the fans hate him, people don't like who he's fighting, all that stuff. What was that experience like fighting someone like Michael Venom Page?
Oh, it was great, man. Like going out to Europe, you know what I mean? Like doing all that shit. I got to party in Europe for like a full week afterwards as well. But like the fight itself, fighting MVP, you gotta stay cool and calm and professional. And I did the exact fucking opposite. Like you gotta keep your wit. Like, man, I just did. Here comes the excuses. I'll tell you the excuses, man. Well, it's true though. I trained myself for that fight. Like I had people in the gym that showed up and like held mids for me and this and that, but like I really had no coach for that fight, so I kind of created my own game plan and I really, really, really wanted to beat him striking. Um, in hindsight, I would have added in a little bit of grappling, this and that. And when I got out there, I couldn't even touch this motherfucker, dude. I couldn't even get close. I was like, Jesus, man. Like, I was irate. I was instantly just furious, man. Like, I was like, okay, literally nothing I worked on for the past 9 weeks is working. That's great. Jesus. So I'm pissed off and being this and that. And, man, like, he dropped me. Good clean shot. Second round, come out. We're still fighting. I'm literally still on Queer Street from getting dropped in the first round. And, I'm not gonna lie, like I quit out of frustration, man. Like I was just like, fuck, I can't touch him, blah blah blah. Like I'm pissed. I was just so mad. I was like, I'm not gonna give him the satisfaction of finishing me. That's what I was thinking in my head, and I was like, fuck it, okay, I'm gonna get out of here.
That's interesting. 'Cause I think a lot of guys they would have said like, nah, I'm gonna try to survive until we get to the judges and stuff. But for you to say like, you did feel that frustration, then it was like, nah, I'm done with this shit. Like, I don't think a lot of fighters are willing to be open and honest about that kind of thing.
Yeah, I don't know, man. What the fuck? What do I got to lose? You know what I mean? Like I don't care what people think about me, man. Like I'm not a person who gets on Twitter and like tries to appease everybody and this and that or Instagram or whatever it is, man. Like if you like me, you like me. I don't know. I try to keep it real.
What's Bellator saying to you in regards to like your walkouts and stuff like that? Like, are they encouraging you? Are they letting you know that's something they enjoy? Because we know Bellator likes to be outside of the box. Like, are they communicating with you on that front?
Say that one more time.
I was just saying, Bellator. I mean, what's the reaction they're sort of giving you to your crazy walkouts, your fight style, and stuff like that? Are they giving you some kind of confirmation that they're enjoying what they're seeing?
Um, yeah, they were really receptive, man. Like, um, I think I don't know. I really don't know. They'd let me do fucking anything. They
Yeah.
would like if I would just call and say, hey, can I do this? And they're like, yeah, that sounds cool. Like they didn't care. I mean, they were never like, oh, that's awesome, man. Can't wait to see it. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, some of the guys like Big John and just fight other fighters in the game, and like some of the other like just people that work for Bellator, like I don't know, after a fight and walkout, they'd be like, "Oh, that was awesome, man! Like I can't believe you pulled that off," and shit like that. So, I mean, that was always cool. Like I always felt pretty close with the Bellator staff and stuff like that. I mostly dealt with Rich Chow. I think I talked to Scott Cook. Most fights in history of the damn organization. I think I talked to Scott Coker one time. So, yeah.
Well, was that weird for you not talking to Scott Coker more often? Because we know there's a lot of guys they sort of stay away from that kind of stuff. But like, were you hoping to talk to him more? Here, it looks like we're breaking up. For the person watching, sorry about that. Let me see if I can fix it.
I can't hear.
Yep, it looks like you're cutting out. I can't hear you either. Let me see. Are we back now? Can you hear me now? Here, let me see. I can't hear you though. Well, it looks like we completely lost the caveman. Oh, is the caveman back? Can you hear me? Let me see. I can't hear you though. Is your thing on mute? Maybe. Yeah, I still can't hear you. Let me see. Are you connected to Bluetooth or something? I'm trying to think like what. Oh, and it looks like you just dipped. So that's the fun with doing it live, right? It has to happen at least once. I don't think there's a way you can go back and edit this either. So I guess I gotta hold down the fort till we till we figure it out. All right, I guess we wait. That's the fun of being live is you just wait and then hope that something gets fixed. All right, let me see. Can you hear me?
I can hear you, man. Sorry, I actually think I know what happened. My phone was like on 1%,
Oh, okay. Well, there we go.
but I got
Let
it
me see.
plugged in now.
All right, you can turn your phone to the side so that way it flips the screen.
Yep.
There we go. All right, where we left off, we were talking about Scott Coker and stuff. Was that someone that you were hoping to talk to more since he was, the big boss and everything? Everyone seemed to like Scott Coker a lot.
I mean, it'd be nice, you know what I'm saying? Like I put in uh I don't know. I don't know what the actual years were, but I've been with Bellator. I had been with Bellator a long time. 23 fights. Most in Bellator history. I mean, you're always like you want to get praise from your boss, right? You know, you want to get recognition for your hard work. Um so yeah, it was kind of weird.
So what's next for you at this point? Like, are you preparing for something specifically, or are you just waiting for that right offer to come into your inbox?
Uh, yeah, I don't. I'm not preparing for shit right now. I'm
Yeah.
enjoying the damn holidays. I'm about to have some eggnog next week. You know what I'm saying? Something like that. But I don't know what's next, man. We'll see. Like it'd be nice to. I want to fight Tiago Alves in bare knuckle. I'd love to fight Mike Perry in bare knuckle. I'd love to fight Kevin Lee in bare knuckle. Those are all fights that I'd love to get. I'm not gonna fight fucking Joe Schmo. I don't want to fucking fight in bare knuckle. You know what I mean? When they came to Wichita this last time, I said, "Hey, if you're coming to Wichita, you want me to fight? I want to fight Julian Lane." Okay, and he's a tenured on their roster and good fighter. Almost, I think he fought Tiago for the belt, right? Almost took the belt from Tiago, split decision. So I don't know. I feel I'm up there, and if I'm gonna keep fighting for them, I'm gonna do big fights.
So how does it work with bare knuckle? Are you on a fight per fight basis? Do they make you sign some kind of long term non exclusive contract? What can you sort of tell us about the way it works with bare knuckle?
I'm doing fight to fight right now. Um, I want to keep. Well, I don't know. My manager's he's trying to work in. Shit, I'll go. Man, it would never happen. But if I got the offer to go fight Jake Paul or something stupid, like I'd love to have that opportunity open. You know what I mean? Because like, who knows what kind of craziness they're doing right now. There's just all sorts of weird fights getting put together and this and that, like Triller and whatever Jake Paul's one's called. Are they Triller also?
I think they are. I'm trying not to follow it too much, but I kind of have to. But yeah, I think it's
Yeah, I
Triller.
saw your damn thing. I saw your damn tweet. Let's talk about that. Yeah,
Listen, it's my
raise your hand
job.
if you've never paid for a Jake Paul fight.
Oh, fuck no. Fuck no. I don't
I
care.
refuse to do that shit, man. But I'll take their money. If they want to
Yeah.
give it to me.
It sucks because I have to do it because of work, you know? Like, the news broke and I get a text like, "Hey, man, can you write this up?" It's like, ugh, every time I have to write the
Like,
words Jake
fuck.
Paul. Oh, I hate it. I'm like, "Man," and the problem is that this guy gets clicks. People give a shit, so it's like,
Yep.
fuck. And I just
Yeah,
hate,
and
like,
unfortunately, man, like
yeah.
you're in the media, you got to
Yeah.
get the clicks. You got to get the clicks.
It sucks because it's actually led to, like, "Lucas, can you cover pro wrestling?" They're like, "Do you like pro wrestling?" Like, "No, I hate it." And they're like, "Well, can you write about it?" I was like, "Oh, fuck." I gotta write about Jake Paul, I gotta write about wrestling, but, like, the compromises when it comes to MMA stuff,
Damn,
though,
you
I'm
hate
just
it?
yeah, I don't like it. I mean, I respect it. Don't get me wrong, I respect it. I just don't like it. It's not for me at all. Why are you a pro
Yeah,
wrestling guy?
that's okay. Motherfucker.
Here, let me see. Are you a pro wrestling guy? Yep. Can you hear me?
I think I'm still here.
Yep.
Sorry about the internet connection.
It's all good. Are you able to hear me?
Yeah,
All right. So, are you a pro wrestling guy? You like pro wrestling?
I did when I was younger. I mean, that's another big reason. Like, I always enjoyed like the, you know, all eyes on me type of walkouts and shit like that. Man, like it just reminded me of pro wrestling. You know what I mean? You're giving somebody a reason to cheer for you. You know, they were really good at creating heroes and villains. Pride did that, obviously, which I really loved watching Pride. Um, so yeah, yeah.
But I feel like there's things you can take away from it though, like Colby Covington, right? I don't know how many MMA guys would have been willing to go full heel the way he has and just put on this character to the extreme. Like, but you know what? It's
Dude,
smart.
yeah,
It works business wise. It's actually a really good move.
it is, man. It is, man. But like for me personally, I'd have to compromise so much integrity to do
Yeah,
that. Like, I just couldn't do it. Yeah. So good for him for being able to pull it off because I honestly love watching it. I think
yeah.
it's hilarious, especially when like, when you know it's fake. You know, it's pretty easy to like, just see the character and not the what exactly is being said. You know what I mean?
But to be fair, he's had a lot of obstacles though. Like at one point, his big thing was embracing Trump. Trump was no longer president, so it was like, can he adjust? He figured something out, kept it going. He lost. You were like, come on, he can't keep it, and he's still going. Lost twice, and he's still going. So I give him a lot of credit for finding a way to stick through that character despite every obstacle.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Yeah.
But listen, man, you mentioned you wanted the Jake Paul fight, though. Have you and your management kind of sat down and thought about, making videos, calling him out, talking shit about his mom? Like, I feel like,
No,
if you
man.
wanted to
See,
make it
see,
happen,
see. That's the problem with me, man. Like, I think I said this on Twitter the other day, man. Like, I will not engage in that shit, man. Like, I really, I'm not, like, I don't want to do social media beef and shit like that. Like, I think it would have been great for my career, man, to like do that sort of stuff. Um, and it could have possibly put me in positions to, fight a Jake Paul. You know what I mean? If I had 144,000 followers or some shit, you know what I mean? Like when you've got, at the end of the day, it's like who's gonna click on your link to watch your fight? Um, and I, man, like I said, I wish I could have been more into it. It's just not appeasing to me. Like I enjoy living in real world more. I like to do like I'm an outdoorsy type of person, man. Like I got a family and I got businesses I gotta run. So like I literally don't have time to like do the internet beef and shit.
all right, so listen, I am going to have to let you go because you do have somewhere you have to be. But first, before I let you get to your shout outs and everything, what's next for you, man? What do the people have to look forward to for the Caveman? Like, any idea what you can sort of reveal? Like, what's the future look like?
Well, just expect, man. All you got, did you if you watched my last damn fight, uh, I really feel like I'm in one of the best like mental states as well as like performance for my body. Like I feel like I've hit that kind of like peak where they're both kind of pushing into each other and I just expect violence on my next fight, man. Like, I do hope it is bare knuckle, man. We got to come to some good terms and stuff like that. I really enjoy it, man. I really enjoy the bare knuckle. Um, but yeah, just expect some violence for the next Caveman fight.
All right, and so I feel like that's a great place to end. But before we let you go, though, man, you have social media, you have a business, you have a bunch of stuff going on. If you have anything you want to shout out, man, the floor is yours.
The Caveman 316 on Twitter, Instagram, and if you're in the area, come train at 316 Martial Arts.
Well, there we go. Well, thank you so much for the time, man. I really appreciate it. Lots of good stuff, lots of fun things, and I'm looking forward to seeing what's next for you, man. I'll be paying attention for sure.
I appreciate you having me on, Lucas.